Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner, he weighed in at 61.4 kilograms and trains under Philip Kim and Noble Aquandike out of Origin MMA. Fighting out of Sydney, Australia, with a professional record of 1 win for 2 defeats. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the cage, Andrew Khare. And introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, he weighed in at 61.5 kilograms and trains under Miles Muki at a CMBT training centre. Fighting out of Gold Coast, Australia, with an undefeated professional record of 1 win for 0 defeats. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for the bringer of rain, Hoani Selwyn.
Fryer in charge of this one. It's near Nathan Cage side with Ben Vickers. Good to be with you, Ben.
Yeah, it's great to be here, and we're off to a cracking start. Great first fight to get the night kicked off, and as expected, Hoani applying pressure, throwing shots, keeping busy. Ooh, big shot.
And Andrew acknowledged that one as well.
Yeah, and then came back straight away with his own, which is perfect. Don't let your opponent get too far ahead.
Selwyn just trying to dictate the pace of this fight early in round 1.
Beautiful. Andrew just sliding his head out of the way of that punch. These boys are having fun.
They're enjoying themselves. It's all smiles. Early in this matchup.
It's all smiles until someone gets hurt, T.
Correct.
Oh, well, no, those kicks are coming, mate. Oh, what a shot. And he stiffened the legs of Khare there with that right hand. He just walked onto it. That's the problem with being short. You've got to step into the range. Hoani's timing is on point there, and he's looking to land that shot.
Inside leg kick lands for Selwyn. As Khare from the southpaw stance lands a straight left, looking for it again, Ben.
Oh, he got cracked on the way in there. He just sort of charged in there, but it's had the desired effect. He walked through the shot, and he's now in the clinch, which is where he wanted to try life. Hoani reminds me a little bit of Chito Vera.
Just a tad. Just a tad, Ben. He definitely does.
I don't think Chito smiles as much when he fights, so he's a bit more angry.
Certainly not. Big right hand lands again.
Hoani is landing those hands as Khare comes in.
Well, you talk about a man who has bad intentions as Chito Vera. He's certainly trying to take a leaf out of Chito's book here in round 1. Hoani letting the hands go with bad intentions. He's caught Andrew a couple of times with that right hand. Andrew's starting to see it coming now.
Great entry from Andrew there. Caught the kick. Looking to do some work against the cage, mat return maybe. Nice takedown. Let's see what Andrew can do for me. He's not been having much his own way on the feet. Let's see what he can do on the ground.
Let's see how well Hoani responds to this. Andrew in control at the moment, Ben.
Good heavy pressure, just riding him a little bit there with the body lock, just making Hoani work. Landing some damage. Hoani's managed to reverse against the cage. And back they go. Beautiful takedown there.
Down he goes again.
Yeah, Khare finding a bit of success in the second half of the round here. I think he's probably figured out where his best path to victory lies. Good information to gain at this point in the fight.
He's downloading all the data he needs, making Selwyn work here. Khare looking for his 3rd takedown of the fight. He gets it.
Beautiful.
He's 3 from 3 now.
Or Hoani's under the chin. I think the head will pop out here. He's only just locked the guy there again. for some damage here. He's deciding for the safe option. He's going for, let's close the distance. Let's not get back into the striking realm just now. I'm having a lot of success here.
When you talk about positional control, Ben, it's all Andrew Khare.
Well, and for the judges, they may have forgotten the first half of the round.
Exactly. I was just going to say, he had a hard time on the feet with Hoani early on. But it's all Andrew as we approach the 30-second mark of our first round. And as you said, trying to wipe the memory of the judges of the early stages of this fight.
Well, he's done a good job. He's had complete control for the latter half of the round, which is the if you're going to control half of it, you're better off with the second half.
Absolutely.
So,
trying to attack the neck there, no success as he drops down on those hips again. Number 4 it is, Ben.
Unofficially, of course, too.
We'll give it to him. Round 1 comes to an end. UFC Fight Pass Podcast Central now streaming all the latest and greatest news, topics, and discussion about the world of combat sports. Head over to UFC Fight Pass and sign up now. Round 2 underway. Both men exchanging leg kicks and asking verbal questions of each other.
Yeah, look, I have to be honest, I'm not a big fan of this conversing while you're having a fight. You're supposed to be having a fight. So I'd like to see both men, look, they're talking. I'd like to see them indulge in the fighting more than the talking. Let's bite down on the mouthpiece a little bit. Let's lose the smiling. We got a fight to win. You know, it's very in the balance at the moment.
Yes, Ben, I'm very familiar with your opinion on sportsmanship during the fight, or gamesmanship, as we should say.
Both. I think
Get down to
sportsmanship should exist before and after, but during, definitely not.
Correct.
And look, another Andrew back where he wanted to be. Hoani's really got to figure out how he's going to get back to his feet here. Probably, if he can get his hips are a bit facing in towards the middle. He needs to get sideways to the cage and just hide a possibility to take a hook. Although Andrew looks to be quite content to dominate position, and land some ground and pound, and perhaps wait for Hoani to give him the next position rather than trying to take it, which is smart. He's winning at this stage. The onus is on Hoani to improve. Andrew should stay here, do this work, and see what Hoani presents him with.
He doesn't have much of an answer just yet. He's covering up, but Claire Fryer, she's not going to let him do that for much longer. Khare relentless. Landing strikes at will. They're not flush, Ben, but they're certainly...
Well, they're scoring, that's
correct.
for sure.
Yeah, I was just going to say, they're certainly making Hoani move his position, which in turn will turn in favour of Andrew here.
I'd like to see him get his hooks. They're available. He seems to be too content just to lay to pancake Hoani. If he could get his hooks in and start trying to take the back, it's one of the worst positions you can be in MMA. Having your back taken, get your hooks in and start looking for that finish. However, he is winning the fight and he is dominating the position, so more power to him.
Still halfway in round 2. To your point, Ben, the more Khare makes Selwyn work, the more he's able to advance here, but unable to put those hooks in.
I mean, the hooks are there, but
yes.
they're taken.
Well, the old commentator's curse, he looked to put one in.
It's the way Hoani's not, is so like perpendicular, I don't even know if that's the right word, but his bum is like, should be next to the cage, not sticking out towards the center. And Andrew just doing the right thing, just consolidating the position, damaging, landing blows. Good use of the knee there. That does force a movement because that hurts.
He's just really sapping that gas tank of Selwyn.
I've got to be honest, Hoani looks a little bit lost here, like he's run out of things to try. Trying something You know, here it's Hail Mary time. You know, you've been dominated for 4 minutes of the round. Yeah, good. He's got his guard back. Now, he can't afford to spend too... Yeah, perfect. Now create some separation. But good work from Andrew there. He got past the hips and started landing damage again, forcing Hoani to turtle up. But that was perfect. He created a scramble. Unfortunately, he didn't quite come on top of it the first time, but he's up to his feet again. Brilliant from Hoani Selwyn. And let's see if he can do something for the last 40. He must know now he needs a big 45 seconds to get himself back in this fight. And like we talked about before, it's not just maybe he can't win this round now, but he can win the mental battle and sit on his stool knowing that he has something to give in the third round.
Absolutely.
But this very familiar position that we've seen a lot this fight is this turtle position against the cage, like head against the cage, bum to the middle. Andrew's got some posture now and he's landing some damaging shots. 14 seconds to go.
It was all Andrew
Big shot from Andrew. Hoani's still smiling, bless him.
And they're still smiling and they take a premature shot.
Shouldn't stop being miserable, shouldn't they?
That's why we love you. You keep it honest. Round 3 is upon us.
And this is massive for Andrew. You know, like we said, he's had a rough trot in his career of late, and he's had a lot of injuries. He's been plagued by injuries. So, look, he's on the cusp of getting some momentum going back in his career here. He just needs to be smart, remember the game plan, try and close the distance, get his hands on Hoani. Hoani's already been a lot smarter, keeping his distance a lot better, throwing a lot more out, just keeping a hand at great shot upstairs and then in for the shot himself, which would have taken Andrew by surprise. He hasn't tried that all fight.
Whatever Brenton, Mumford and Jessiata said between the rounds, Hoani seems to have responded here.
I love the setup, so simple, just a jab, really got his attention focused upstairs and then shot in on the legs. Fantastic basics from Hoani there.
Indeed, Ben.
Good reversal from Andrew, and this is where Andrew wants to be now. He's got those hands linked together on a single, but he's copping some elbows here. He's going to have to change his head position. Beautiful switch from Andrew there. Got his head to the outside, away from the danger, and finished the double. He might have gone through him here. That arm is stuck.
Let's see if he can apply shoulder pressure to Hoani from this position.
I don't think he's got his hands locked, actually. The arm's come out now. Half guard. Again, I can't remember where we were talking about it, but it's a great consolidating position on top in MMA, and you can land damage from here. So for Andrew, who needs to hold this position for the next 3 minutes, you suggest for his easiest path to victory in this fight, well, he lost it. That's all. Shut up.
Please continue, Ben. They are back to their feet.
And Andrew again locked up under the hips, under the bum. He just needs to, if he shot his hips in now and just killed that butterfly.
Make it a total 7 takedowns for Andrew Khare here in this fight. And you mentioned earlier the motivation to get back in the win column after dealing with so much outside the cage due to injuries. A 2-fight skid inside the cage with just under halfway left in this round. You'd have to think Andrew Khare well and truly on his way to getting back in the green, but Selwyn looking to get back to his feet.
And a fabulous display of just dominant cage wrestling. Like, he knows all the positions here. He's very well versed. He feels exactly where Hoani's going. And look, he could have latched onto a choke there with 2 minutes to go, but he's decided to err on the side of caution, which is a smart move when you're in a big transition to catch a choke. You know, you may lose it and lose position and end up losing the fight. So good thinking from Andrew. He seems to be very focused on the victory. And keeping this position is probably his best way to get there. And I think just the intensity of the wrestling has just tired Hoani out. I mean, you know, once you're in that stage and your body's screaming at you and your muscles are screaming at you, you've got some guy who knows what he's doing. Every time you make a move, he puts you to the ground again. It becomes a very tough ask mentally to just keep getting up, which he is. To be fair, Hoani has not stopped trying to get up. He's fishing for a guillotine here now, or a 10-finger choke. Andrew pops his head out, back on the body lock.
Beautiful transitions from Khare. Look at this chain wrestling, Ben. He has not stopped for 15 minutes.
Yeah, he's on him like a jacket, you know.
Down he goes again. And you can see the signs of the damage courtesy of Andrew on the forehead of Hoani Selwyn, who continues to fight to his feet.
We call that grinding performance from Andrew here. Workmanlike, dogged performance, very good. Hoani could hit that switch here. Too late. He's going to get up once again, I would say. And Andrew doing a good job of stuffing him down to the ground again. Looking for the choke now. Hoani fighting the hand. 20 seconds left in this bout. Good hand fighting from Hoani here. He needs to try and spin if he can find a little bit of space, but grounded again. 10 seconds to go.
Well, these guys go the distance.
And there we have it.
Here on our main card, 3 rounds. Welcome back.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. Our 3 judges score the fight 30-26, 30-27, and 30-26. For your winner, via unanimous decision, in the blue corner,